25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Force. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, inside an immigration removal centre, a chartered flight for illegal immigrants,
It's Immigration Service.
a surprise raid on a Chinese takeaway,
You're under arrest. Watch your head.
and the man who thinks this immigration officer should be doing something better.
All I want to say, I don't want to waste your time.
Listen, I'm getting paid to do this, so you're not wasting my time. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Calais. In 2008, UK border agency teams found 20,000 people hiding in trucks headed for Britain. That's around 55 every day.
Yeah, go look in the back, please.
It's estimated there are 1,500 immigrants living rough in Calais, many of whom are children. They make frequent attempts to creep aboard the freight trucks. Most live in the jungle, a forested area a few miles from the port. Others camp right outside the perimeter fence, waiting for the right moment to sneak onto a lorry. Today, Officer Maggie Woodard rushes to the berths, the place where lorries wait just before boarding the ferry.
We've just had a phone call from our colleagues down at the berths, so we're going to go down there, assist with the possibility of clandestines being found inside. Well, it's two.
The clandestines have been found using CO2 probes that detect human breath.
Has that got the...
My colleagues who were working down here probed this lorry and they got a high reading. They opened it up and they found these two illegals on the side of the lorry. We're just trying to get them out now.
One chance.
Not today.
One chance. Tomorrow, no chance.
We've spoken to the driver. He said his last stop was at Belgium, but we think he also mentioned a 15-minute stop just along the road for diesel, so it's more than likely they are from the jungle originally.
Officer Foley discovers they used a familiar method to break into the truck.
Right, we've opened the trailer up, and it looks like we've got a tilt cord here that the driver could have used. In addition with the seal, would have sorted this whole problem out for him, wouldn't have been in there.
The driver failed to tie down and lock the canvas sides of his freight.
It looks like when the driver was stopped, someone's opened up the side for them, they've scooted in, and then someone's done all the hooks back up again. Once they've got in, the driver's none the wiser. I would say 95% of the time, there's got to be someone that's sealed the vehicle back up after them.
How old?
Where do you want to go?
England.
Why England?
England. Good. Good England.
These clandestines aren't alone in thinking England holds the answer to their dreams. For them, it's the place to find work and start a new life. They'll keep on trying to defy the locking systems. On this occasion, the driver and his company were fined £1,300 for failing to secure the freight.
England good.
Two gentlemen, maybe again tomorrow. They keep saying one chance for today. They'll know, they'll just keep trying. They'll willingly admit to us that they're going to keep trying until we get to England.
The areas where lorries are searched are called the lanes. Here, Officer Barrett has a high reading on his CO2 probe and has opened up the lorry.
We could smell, as soon as we came in, the smell of clandestine.
There's another clue clandestines are aboard, the distinct aroma of people who've been living rough.
It's like the bonfire sort of smell. Quite distinctive once you've sampled it a few times.
Mark, what have we got?
There's all different, one's claiming to be Syrian, Afghan and Iranian.
This mixed international cargo is unusual, as most clandestines travel in groups of fellow countrymen.
Makes the job more rewarding, because that's what we're here to do, to prevent clandestines entering the UK.
Just one at a time, Judith?
Yeah.
And this is what the job's about.
Just as it's becoming another routine operation, one of the men becomes hostile.
Stay, you guys. Hey, Snuff. Stay. No, you stay. Okay, camera goes. You stay here. Okay, you stay here. Sit down. Wait.
12?
Might be best to stop filming like this. They're just starting to get a bit agitated, so it might be best to take the camera away just for a second.
The cameras back off to let the men calm down.
For whatever reason, he decided that he didn't want to be on camera, I think, and next one. Yeah, the easiest way to get rid of the camera is to kick off and get everybody to react. And there's always one, there's generally a ringleader who will take charge, who's been here before and knows how it works, so they follow him. Get after you. No one chance, not today, tomorrow. One chance tomorrow. He's very smiley.
Most clandestines are resigned to being here and openly tell the officers how they got in.
That last one that just came out said that they entered through the side of the vehicle and there's no tilt cord on it.
So again?
If the driver had properly secured his freight, it could have stopped the clandestines from boarding. He was fined £1,200.
Sometimes you do get some people like clandestines that they tend to get a bit irritable if they come through again and again and again and get found all the time. But it's only the few. I mean, most of them are, try again tomorrow.
Coming up,
Right.
tears at Heathrow.
We've made the decision.
I'm not going to run away. I just want to have a shower.
At this moment, you are inadmissible to the UK.
Inside an immigration removal centre, the man who wants a tax return.
I'm going to get removed from England. I want all my taxes back.
And the London enforcement team spoiled dinner.
Right, guys, anyone speak English?
At the outskirts of Heathrow is Colbrook Immigration Removal Centre. It has the same security as a Category B prison. It holds 400 men in 2 sections. One section is long-term. Many in here are foreign nationals who have already served a prison sentence. Once their sentence is over, they are brought here to wait for their paperwork to be completed so they can be sent home. This can be complicated, and some have been here for years. Governments in some countries are reluctant to have people back with serious criminal records. There is also a short-term section. This holds illegal immigrants for up to a week. Many here have been caught by enforcement teams and are from countries that are easier to negotiate with for their return. Colbrook's UK Border Agency office is where the removal papers are processed. Officer Raza is about to meet an Algerian man who has just completed a prison sentence.
Are you Farid, you alright? Okay. He was convicted of a crime in the UK. He was sentenced to 16 months for robbery and attempted robbery. So he's now obviously under immigration, being detained under immigration powers. I'm just going to give you your deportation order. You will be required to leave and you're prohibited from entering the UK again as long as this order is enforced. Okay? That's all for you? Okay? I've seen Farid before, so I mean, I know what he's like. He tends to cooperate fairly well with immigration because he wants to go back to Algeria as soon as possible anyway.
Hello lads, if you just take a seat on the far side, thank you.
Officer Chima is about to see an illegal immigrant from Kosovo. The man was sent here after being arrested in a late-night brawl. The police discovered he was here illegally and handed him to immigration.
All right, Mr. Lulad, my name is Mr. Chima. I work here for the Home Office. Do you understand why you're being detained here?
Well, somehow, yes.
Okay. Just to keep it brief, as you know, you were detained as someone who's to be removed from the UK. You have a flight back to Kosovo, Albania, on the 14th of May, which is next Thursday. That's your flight itinerary there. That is your factual summary, giving you a history of your case and also who's in charge of your case. So if you let your solicitor know what's happened, you can do so.
I don't have a solicitor, no, nothing.
Okay. There is a list of duty solicitors available here for you. You can speak to the officers.
I just want to go back.
Okay, that's fine.
The street fighter won't have long to wait. He'll be sent home
Just
next
sign here,
week
please.
on a specially chartered flight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Officer Chima will speak to another Kosovan he wants to put on the same flight.
Mr. Jusufi had been here since 1998, so he's been here a long time. And we're going to serve removal directions on him. He came here claiming asylum also. His asylum claim was dismissed. In that time he's been working.
He arrived in 1998 and claimed asylum.
Mr. Jusufi, you take a seat on the far side, thank you.
6 years later,
Take a
his
seat over there, thank
application
you.
was refused.
Yes, please.
He absconded but was arrested in an enforcement raid at a
Right,
pizza
Mr. Jusufi, my
restaurant
name is Mr.
in
Chima.
April
I work here for the Home
2009.
Office. Do you understand why you're being detained?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just to make it brief, you have a removal set back to Kosovo for the 14th of May, which is next Thursday.
Yeah.
That's your flight itinerary for you there.
Yeah.
This is also for you, just a case history of your time you arrived to the time of your detention.
Quite a long time.
Yeah?
He's settled in Britain and feels the country owes him a debt.
Because I've been working here with my papers for almost more than 10 years. Yeah?
Right.
And I've been paid tax for this country.
Right.
I want all my taxes back, yeah.
Right.
Because I'm going to be removed from England. I want all my taxes back. Because I was working in my name. I didn't work in the other names. All the time in my name. And I got a house in England as well. I got flat here.
Right. All I'll suggest...
That's why. And I got my fiancée here. I didn't get anything from government, any income. So
I appreciate what you're saying, Mr. Jusufi. However, it isn't going to change that you will be removed at this point. So all I can say is you should speak to your legal representative and he'll be able to advise you on that. When the guy was talking about tax, we've had a few of those questions before. It's something that we don't get involved in. We'll tell them to take legal advice on it. But technically speaking, they've been here illegally, so they can't get their tax backdated in any way.
The two Kosovan prisoners will join 24 other Kosovans and Albanians on the flight chartered by UK Border Agency.
This is a regular thing that the UK Border Agency do. These charter flights have been planned and they happen on a fortnightly or on a monthly basis to remove, specifically remove Kosovan and Albanian nationals back to that part of Europe.
It's one of 70 flights a year used for removing illegal immigrants. In 2008, over 1,500 were sent home this way. Many of those in Colbrook were picked up by enforcement teams like this one. Officer Shane Healy is planning a raid on a Chinese takeaway.
We're going to the... Intelligence suggests that possible immigration offenders are working from this address, and previous visits to this kind of establishment have led to the arrests of failed asylum seekers and immigration offenders. So we'll go straight away.
In 2008, enforcement teams carried out 13,000 raids, resulting in over 10,000 arrests. The target today is a takeaway serving the locals of the well-heeled area of West Hampstead.
We're here. Right, let's go. Immigration Service, you want to come inside for us? It's Immigration Service, can you all come around this area for me? Put down what you're doing. Has that been clear downstairs? Yeah? Hi, from the Immigration Service. Okay, we're just here doing checks on people today. Actually, have a seat, yeah? You're right. We're immigration officers.
There are 9 employees. Officers check their immigration status.
Have you got a passport? What type of passport have you got? You carry it about with you? Yeah. That's probably fine. Lady's produced her passport to me. It's a valid passport. It's got a valid student visa in here, so she's got leave to remain in the UK. Where's your passport?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's told me who he is. He's told me his story and stuff. Checked on our computer database, verified it from a copy of his passport. It's all fine. He's a British citizen.
The workers prove they are allowed to work in Britain, except for one. He applied for asylum, but was turned down.
Okay, those you have got. You as well.
All right, okay. He sought an application to remain here on the basis of his nationality and problems back home. That application has been looked at and it's been refused. He was asked, as a result of him being illegal in this country, to sign on at our office, which he's failed to do since 2004. Well, listen, you're under arrest. You don't have to say anything. but it may harm his defence if you do not mention when questioning something which you later rely on in court.
The man is a failed asylum seeker hiding from the immigration authorities. Officers will now take the man to his home address to find his passport so they can remove him from the country. Without it, they will have to ask for emergency travel documents from the Chinese government, and they could face difficulties convincing them he's from their country.
The gentleman that then is arrested got his address, so we are going to go there and search for a document. Without a document, the likelihood of removing him is very unlikely, so we are going to go and search for a passport now.
Heathrow Terminal 3. It carries over 30,000 passengers every day. That's over 10 million a year. Today at passport control is immigration officer Sheetal Patel.
Hi there. Travelling alone? Yeah.
She's about to check a woman who's just arrived from South Africa.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your stay here, yeah? How long are you going to be here?
3 months.
3 months. So immediately today, where will you be going?
I've got one friend picking me up from the airport, so I will be staying with you, or I will be staying with my other friends who are from South Africa as well.
Okay. So your friend that's picking you up, is he just a friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Miss Thomas, I have got some inquiries to make, okay? So I just need to take this. Take a seat for me. You'll be here with us until I've finished conducting those inquiries, okay? Matt? Got a referral for you. Okay, we've got a South African female. She's just coming in. She says she wants to come in for 3 months, but she's just finished a 2-year working holiday. And she's only been away from the country for a month. She says she'll be going to Scotland, Ireland, visit other South African friends that she has here.
So in 2 years here, she just didn't get around to seeing Scotland and Wales?
And Ireland and Wales, yeah.
Doesn't hang together. And the idea of a working holiday is that you have a holiday and you do a bit of incidental work.
Exactly.
And that in 2 years you should,
pretty much be able to see what you need to see. Yeah.
So then to come back for another holiday on top of that makes me think that there's something here that's more important than back there.
A 2-year working holiday visa allows 1 year of work and 1 year of holiday.
Right, just come with me this way.
The South African woman has already had one of these visas, and now she's back just 1 month later.
Yeah?
Officer Patel wants to find out if the friend waiting to pick up the passenger is just a friend. But it seems being stopped by immigration is all too much for her.
I know you're upset, but it's just, I just have to...
I feel alone now, and I just want hours with my mom.
Do you want to give her a call? Do you want me to give...
She's at work now.
Okay.
I just want to go home. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Just grab your bags.
Although the passenger appears to have given up the fight, Officer Patel investigates further to assess her status. First, she calls the passenger's friend waiting in arrivals.
Hi Tom, my name is Sheetal. I'm an immigration officer at Heathrow Airport. Hi there. Are you meeting anyone today? Okay, just to let you know, she's currently being held with immigration. We do have some further inquiries that we need to conduct. Is it all right if I have a quick chat with you? And how is it that you know her? You just know through friends. Are you just friends or are you in a relationship? You're in a relationship, thank you. Okay then, thank you. Bye-bye. So it turns out that the gentleman downstairs, Tom, is the passenger's boyfriend. And when I asked the passenger if it's a boyfriend or a friend, she stated that he is just a friend. To have a boyfriend in the UK creates a stronger tie than just to have friends in the UK. So it gives her that extra thing to want to come back for. So not sure why she would have said on the desk that it's not a boyfriend, but that's what we need to find out.
The passenger has lied about who was picking her up. With a boyfriend here, Officer Patel suspects a short visit might turn into something more permanent.
As soon as the deception starts, that's when our alarm bells start ringing. And, it's just that, have you got more to hide? Is there more to this than you're letting on? Previous payslip from when she was here on her working holiday.
Officer Patel and her boss, Matt Dyson, look for other clues to find out why she wants to come to the UK. They discover a payslip.
£500 fortnightly, that's not bad.
That shows she's worked full-time for that whole year.
Okay.
So that's not good.
So we just need to find out if she worked full-time for for the other year as well.
Where is it?
Her working holiday
Finished her
visa
working
would have
holiday.
allowed her to work
Previous
12
payslip
months of her
from when
2-year
she
stay.
was.
In this case, what we've got so far is there's a payslip there which appears to indicate, unless she was earning an enormous amount for a little bit of work, that she probably worked the whole of the last tax year, the one that we've just completed. Now, that means she's done all her work basically in that period. Now, do we really believe that in the first year she was here she did nothing at all? Well, that's unlikely, because let's be honest, if you're a working holidaymaker on a 2-year working holiday, you're not going to sit around and not work for a whole year and then just do it at the end, because your financial constraints are the same at the beginning as they are at the end, pretty much.
Good morning, my name is Sheetal. I'm an immigration officer at Heathrow Airport. Can I
Officer
possibly speak
Patel
to a
calls
manager,
the restaurant
please?
where the passenger has been working.
So she started 25th of June 2007 and departed 26th of Feb, did you say? 2009. Okay.
The manager says the woman worked over 20 months at the restaurant, 8 more than her visa allowed.
It just goes to show that she had a disregard for the restrictions that was put on her. When you do get your working holiday, you are told it's 1 year's holiday, 1 year's work, and she's abused that. Once you've used something once, you can't be trusted that you're not going to do it again. That's the thing. I've just made a phone call, and they tell me that you were employed from the 25th of June 2007 to the 26th of Feb 2009.
Okay.
Yeah? So that's 20 months.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you understand what that means?
No.
Right. When you were given your working holiday visa, you were told how long you can work for.
Yeah.
And how long were you told?
A year.
Okay. So we've now found out that in fact, you worked for over that time, which means that you breached the restrictions given to you on your working holiday. So after speaking to Tom, yeah, he's told me that, like I asked you at the desk, are you in a relationship or is he just your friend? And you told me he's your friend. But when I asked him, he says he's in a relationship with you. So who's right, who's wrong?
I mean, if you want to call it a relationship, then that's
Okay.
What
do you call it?
A thing.
Okay. So
But
you
I
guys
would
have
say
been,
we're friends.
so
and
you guys have been together as friends, and now you're coming back to see him.
Not necessarily him, but he
Okay.
knows that.
Okay. After speaking to him, he says that you guys are in a relationship. Why would he say that? Because he says he's actually discussed plans with you and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know.
The passenger is trying to make light of her relationship. For the chief, it doesn't wash.
You can have a certain amount of sympathy when someone's dreams are not going to go or come to fruition this week, but she has told lies.
Yeah. And, she's done it once, we don't know if she's going to do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She can go home first available flight, please.
Come on then. I'll tell you what's happening, right? We've made the decision and you've been refused entry today.
Just let me stay 1 week, and then just let me. After 1 week, I swear on my mother's life, I will go.
Your removal flight is this evening, okay? Your removal flight is tonight at 8:30. At this moment, you are inadmissible to the UK. Therefore, we can't let you go anywhere. So, unfortunately, you have to stay with us in detention until your flight. But as far as taking you anywhere and put you anywhere else, I can't do that, I'm afraid. It doesn't stop you from coming back. You can still come back. You just
I don't
need
want.
to.
I would never want to come
That's
back
fine.
here.
That's fine.
Never.
That's for you.
The passenger was put on a flight to South Africa later that evening. Coming up, the passenger who doesn't want to go home.
Right, guys, got this woman that's coming out. She's pretty volatile. I want it. We may have to offer some more formal help to get her on the aircraft.
The hunt for the passport with the London enforcement team.
We want your passport. Your passport? One part of the job I hate.
And the student who obeys the rules twice a week.
And you've worked 20 hours a week for Asda, and you've worked 20 hours a week for William Hill. So, how many hours in total did you work?
Roughly 40 hours.
Just to see if there's any recovery.
The London enforcement team raided a Chinese takeaway and arrested a failed asylum seeker found working there. The team want his passport so they can remove him from the country. They've driven him back to his house to pick it up.
Let's go. Just so everyone's aware, there's children on the premises.
It appears there is a family living there.
Is that wife?
The man failed to tell the officers he was married with children.
Excuse me. All right, okay. That's your wife, yeah?
Yeah.
Upstairs, officers are met with another surprise.
Right, guys. Anyone speak English? None of
A
you.
tiny room
Red,
with
sit
6
down for
beds
me.
and
Speak
4
any
men
English at
about
all.
to eat dinner.
Mandarin or Cantonese?
With some nationalities, you find an awful lot of people to one room. We've done a visit, well, years back now, but we found 47 Chinese in one 3-bedroom house.
The reason why we're here, okay, we want your passport. You have a passport?
It's ID, yes.
ID. Where?
Yeah, go on, it's going to be frozen. Oh, baby. Oh, you got baby as well? Oh, okay, one in the oven.
The man's wife is pregnant with a second child.
Oh, very nice. No, don't you do that if you're pregnant. You shouldn't be picking up boxes if you're pregnant. All right.
Come on, sit down.
No, just sit down.
Okay, thank you.
Go on, sit down.
Anyone in the house speak English? Anyone in the house?
You speak a little bit of English, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you understand? You understand. You've been here a long time. You do understand a little bit. Listen. Right, listen to the officer, okay?
You've been here 10 years.
You understand a little bit of English, okay?
Hello? Yeah, hiya.
Home Office checks reveal his wife is also a failed asylum
I just
seeker.
need to explain
She
to
keeps
this
to
guy.
her bail conditions
All
by
right, no
reporting
problem.
regularly, but her
Yeah,
husband
yeah,
has
that's
not
good.
reported in
All right,
years.
no problem. They've both been asked to sign at the same office. She was only once a month and she's signing on. She's heavily pregnant, still makes it. He's able and doesn't. He's not told us about his wife and kids. You know, these are all relevant to us making a fair decision. You know, when was he going to tell us? When he was getting on a plane? Absolutely ridiculous. Makes a mockery of the whole system.
The husband and wife claim they don't have passports. The enforcement team have heard this before.
One part of the job I hate is searching.
I enjoy it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Back upstairs, it's a tight squeeze as officers check Home Office records on the 4 men.
We've got 4 Chinese gentlemen in this bedroom. They've produced us with their ARC cards, which is asylum registration cards. We're going to check on our systems, see what state their applications are in, and go from there.
The discovery of asylum registration cards should mean the Home Office will have details on file.
Hello, Vicky. We're in a house full of Chinese. Could you do some checks, please? Yeah.
The 3 men claimed asylum on entry into Britain.
Charlie Alpha India.
They were given temporary release, and by the time their asylum claims were refused, they had all absconded. The 4th man entered Britain on the back of a lorry.
Could you explain to him he's now under arrest as someone liable to be detained?
They are arrested to be questioned further and have their fingerprints taken. The team cannot find the passports to help remove the family from the country. It could take months to sort out emergency travel documents.
Right, we're going to release you, okay? That's not because you've been a good person. It's only because you've got a pregnant wife and child here. Right, but it's important that you come in and sign on with your wife.
He's got to act responsibly now for his family and start signing on with his wife every month.
The man and his wife are currently reporting as instructed.
That's why I'm on a guard, man.
The 4 men arrested upstairs were later released on condition they appear every 2 weeks at a reporting centre. They reported once before absconding again. At a location near Gatwick, a private security firm is gearing up for a big operation. While most of Britain sleeps, team leader Alan Mackay briefs his 68 custody officers on Operation Aardvark.
Right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Operation Aardvark 355. We'll be returning 26 detainees to either Albania or Kosovo. We have 3 coaches going two to Colbrook and 1 to Brook House, and then we have a van going up to Yarlswood.
Colbrook Immigration Removal Centre. Officers wait the detainees for an early morning flight.
Morning, Mr. Hassan. You know what's happening today? I'm down. To give us a quick search.
I was waiting because I waited for court.
Mr. Lulaj, morning. You know what's happening, don't you?
Of course I know.
Excellent.
I can't wait.
Excellent.
I want to go home now.
The Kosovan man arrested in a street fight has shaved his head.
Search you outside.
Be back soon,
The coaches arrive carrying the custody officers.
Our job primarily is to take them from the custody of the Immigration Removal Centre. They'll then be taken into our custody. Then they're brought out of the centre and onto the coaches for transportation. It's fair to say that the vast majority of these guys are they've had fair warning that they will be removed from the country. They've made their arrangements. Majority of them are happy to go. Occasionally we may get somebody that's not quite so cooperative, but we try our best.
They will pick up illegal immigrants from 2 other removal centres and will rendezvous at the airport at 8 a.m. Most of the detainees have been caught working illegally, but some have served time in prison for violent offences.
There's a good rapport between the staff and those in our custody, and we like to keep it that way. We like to make sure that we build up a relationship, a bit of sense of humour, and talk about football, find something in common.
Today, UK Border Agency have chartered an entire plane to deport them.
Okay, they're coming on. This is where the staff come into their own, really, and they start to ease tensions and de-escalate any problems that they may see arising. Nobody's going to be removed forcibly unless they resist the removal.
Just as the last few take their seats, there is a problem with a woman who doesn't want to board. The flight can't leave without her.
She's pretty volatile. Let the girls deal with it. I want you guys we want a cordon around the van. Yeah? Let the girls deal with it, please. All right, guys. We've got a female detainee that's reluctant to get on the aircraft. The girls are talking to her now. We're trying to persuade her that the best option really is to go along with us. Unfortunately, it may be that we may have to offer some more formal help to get her on the aircraft. Slowly does it, girls. Slowly does it. Slowly does it.
You right then? Want me to take it here or?
Take the head.
Yeah.
It's a delicate situation for the team already on board. They don't want to unnerve any of the other passengers.
She's afraid of flying. She's scared of being on an airplane. So the medic will give her some tablets to calm her down. That's all it is. She's an elderly lady and she's scared.
The illegal immigrants are escorted back home by 56 custody officers. 4 Kosovans will go to Pristina and the rest to Tirana in Albania. When the officers return, they will need to start preparing for the next chartered flight to a different destination in a few minutes' time. Passport control, Heathrow Terminal 3. A passenger is taken to have his bag searched. Officer Hassler wants to know why he has come to the UK.
Just been handed this case. It's a returning student on a Pakistani passport. The issue we've got is that he's known to us for having a UK residence permit refused.
I'm afraid.
The residence permit was an international graduate scheme work permit, also known as an IGS. It was refused because his education certificates were from a UK college listed as bogus.
What he's then done, he's then reapplied for a new student residence permit. So the question is, we've got somebody who was studying, who in fact wants to work here, was refused a work permit, but has now then gone and reapplied as a student visa, which is strange to say the least.
The man has just 4 days left on his original student visa. If he's allowed in, he can immediately apply for a new IGS work permit. The application process will give him up to 3 months extra time in the UK, much longer than the 4 days left on his current visa, even if the application is refused.
Okay, we're just going to take you to another area now, okay? Well, I need to do your fingerprints and also need to take a picture of you as well, yeah?
Yes.
So what I'm going to explain to you, right, you've been held up at the moment. There's insufficient reliable information for me to decide whether to grant you entry, okay? And at the moment, you've given unsatisfactory answers to the questions given by the original officer on the control, okay? Okay. What other documentation have you got here that I can have a look at whilst we're here?
Most foreign travellers on visas bring with
And
them
what's
a
this for?
few supporting documents. This man has brought hundreds.
So you refused?
That was a work permit, basically.
IGS, yeah?
IGS, it is.
So I mean, this is an awful lot of documentation, but you do tend to find certain nationalities will carry their documentation with them. Like I say, this is a great deal, so it just makes my job a little bit harder to sift through it all and find what's relevant and what's not. I'll tell you what, he's more organised than I am.
Among the documents are wage slips from William Hill, Ladbrokes and Asda. A foreign student in Britain can work a maximum of 20 hours a week.
On the control, he did tell the officer that he was working at Asda, so we need to clarify how long he's been working for Asda, because clearly if he's working one place and then working 2 places, then the cumulative hours would be in excess of those 20.
He also finds letters from several colleges in Britain, all claiming he is studying with them. Officer Hassler wants to know how he can be in all these places at once.
So we're going to go in an interview and we're just going to ask him about his time as a student, and see what he says, because we've got colleges overlapping, massive, we've got 3 or 4 colleges at any one time that he's supposed to be studying at. So we'll go in there and we'll have a chat and see what he comes up with, and we'll see if he can discuss his course content. Okay, what I'd like you to do, just come in here please and sit down there, alright? Are you fit and well to be interviewed?
I'll try my best.
No, I don't want you trying your best. I want you to tell me, are you fit and well to be interviewed? Because I want to ask you some questions, and what I don't want you 5 or 10 minutes saying, oh, I can't answer that because I'm not well. Are you fit and well to be interviewed?
I mean, have I got any option?
Of course you've got an option. I'm asking you a question. Are you fit and well to be interviewed? If you don't feel you're well enough to be interviewed, you tell me, and I'll refer you back to the doctor.
I think I'm fine.
You think you're fine?
The interviewers got off to an uncomfortable start, and
I
the real
will then
questions
refer
haven't even
my
begun.
case and my findings.
After the break, Officer Hassler turns up the heat.
All I want to confess is I have done nothing wrong in your country.
Okay, right, let me be the judge if you do nothing wrong, okay?
A man has arrived from Pakistan with just 4 days left on his student visa. Officer Hassler has questions about the certificates he submitted for a work permit and the hundreds of documents found in his hand luggage. He has at least 2 jobs and is studying at a number of colleges.
Why have you come to the UK?
Today?
Yeah, correct.
To study.
Okay, and where?
LSMS.
Which is?
London School of Management Sciences.
How long have you studied there?
Almost 5 years.
So, since your arrival then, you've effectively been studying all your time at London School of Management Science. Can you tell me why I have a letter from Empire College dated November 2004 saying that you were a full-time student doing a Bachelor of Science in Physics? So why would they be issuing you a letter if you've never studied there?
No, basically I didn't inform them that I left the college.
Why would you ask for this letter if you had no intention to be studying there? And please start telling me the truth, because at the moment you're not, and I can tell you're not.
No, that's what I'm telling you, sir.
That's what you're telling me.
I was still enrolled and then college, but I wasn't.
How can you possibly be enrolled in a college that you've never attended?
It's basically, sir, it's a misunderstanding because it wasn't my fault. All I want to say, I don't want to waste your time.
Listen, I'm getting paid to do this, so you're not wasting my time. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
All I want to say, sir, I'm studying at whatever I have told you under pressure, or I'm
Listen, you're not under pressure because I give you ample opportunity at the beginning of this interview and you chose to say that you were fitting well. And I did say, what I don't want you to do is start saying, oh, well, you know, I'm a bit confused, because your English is fine. It is more than acceptable for me to understand you, and I know that you can understand me.
All I want to confess is I have done nothing wrong in your country.
Okay, right, let me be the judge if you do nothing wrong, okay? What did you apply for in June of last year?
IGS.
And what happened to that?
It was refused.
What letters did you submit? What letters and certificates did you submit?
I did give them the result sheets, the postgraduate diploma in business administration.
From where?
From Westminster College of Computing.
Did you study at Westminster College of Computing?
No, sir.
Then how did you get all these certificates? You are best to just answer the truth, okay? Because I know what the truth is, and it's better that you corroborate it. So just answer me the question. How did you get these documents?
A person helped me to make these documents.
So they are false documents?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yes. Were you working?
Yes, I was.
Where were you working?
Asda.
What hours do you work there?
I worked 20 hours there.
And what about William Hill?
I did work in William Hill as well.
So, we started end of December 2006, beginning of 2007 with Asda, okay? And you started William Hill the same time, okay? And you've worked 20 hours a week for Asda, yeah? And you've worked 20 hours a week for William Hill, yeah? So, how many hours in total did you work?
Roughly 40 hours.
And you still work for Asda and William Hill, yes?
So all I want to say is I'm not breaking any law or anything, or not harming.
Listen,
anyone.
just a sec. You say you're not breaking a law, right? But what do you think immigration law is? It's not one rule for one person, one rule for another. You are breaking the law. As a student, okay, you're not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. You're working 40 hours a week. As a student, you're not supposed to pay for fraudulent documents to submit to the UK Home Office to then try and get a work permit to live in the UK. So you tell me where you've not broken the law.
Sir, I didn't mean to break the law. It was just my fault. It was my mistake, sir. Sir, that is.
Okay. Do you need anything to eat? Food? You're okay? All right. From the very beginning, I mean, you could tell that he was struggling to sort of keep up with what was going on with regard to what his history was or what his purported history was. And we've established that he's gone and purchased these documents that he then submitted to the Home Office, attempting to get a work permit. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's a clear refusal. Okay, Mr. Bourgeois? Right. I need to explain to you that you're going to be refused entry into the United Kingdom, okay?
If I go just back and straight away if I apply again straight away, I'm asking for advice.
If you're asking my honest opinion, if you went back to Pakistan and then you said next week you applied for a student visa, I would say it's very highly unlikely that you would be issued with a student visa. My personal opinion.
After a month or so.
Okay, you've got to
the man has
yourself,
worked
right?
double the hours permitted for a student, and he's submitted false documents to try and get a visa. Yet he still hopes he can come back soon.
This is a massive problem we have now with students. It's what takes up the day, is returning students who are ultimately bogus students. They get the residence permit or they get the entry clearance from the country of origin, they come to the UK, don't ever study, get fraudulent documents to show that they have been or claim to have been studying, and then it just perpetuates itself. They get their residence permits, they get their extensions, and it's all built on a lie.